Good evening. Right as I sat down and was just, like, making sure everything was going well, for the first time in ages, the fucking, stream quality on OBS, like, dipped down to red. And it's doing it again. Uh-oh. It's weird. What does it look like on Twitch? Yeah, we had a couple of dips. Okay. It looks like it's fine now. Okay. I will have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, like, it's been so long since I've had an internet hiccup, related to stream that, or at least, like, during stream. There's been a couple of times where the internet here just didn't fucking work. But yeah, it's been a while since I've had, like, intermittent, upstream problems. And, honestly, I should be counting my lucky stars, because fucking, the entire time I was streaming with Luca, when I was also streaming things through Discord as well, I don't think I had any internet issues. So there is that, at the very least. Yeah. So, this is gonna be a bit of a weird stream. Basically, like, I wasn't playing too much 14 up until now because basically I wanted to focus on PoE, but, like, I've gotten into the comfortable bit where I'm like, okay, I can just lightly chip away at this for a while and I'll be in a good state. And I do want to stream some more Heist in the future, but between the Heist contracts I managed to grind up in PoE and then hitting, what was it, level 70 in Gunbreaker, getting to the point that I want to do the tribe quests in Endwalker to be able to level up, like, 80 through 90 with something other than just the dungeon queue, for DPS. I hit, like, multiple of these things, and I was like, maybe I can bash all these out in a stream. Just in general, though, I haven't really felt like streaming, both, because doing Savage during the week is actually taking up a lot of time, and, I've had some pretty busy weekends since then. There's also just some stuff going on at the moment that, hasn't put me in the best mindset to really stream. But one of the things I remembered, though, is that these kinds of, like, I'm just gonna grind out some shit in 14, they tend to be, like, good for, like, keeping my footing in, like, being alert for streaming, because I feel like having too much of a break for it, and I just fucking fall apart. So yeah, we're just gonna do some Gunbreaker stuff. We're definitely gonna do some stuff related to tribe quests. And then, if I'm still down, I might do some PoE. I'm not 100% sure, but, I'll figure it out as we go. It's also felt like forever since I've actually streamed at this time, to be honest, too. Well, obviously there's been, Pandemonium, or Abyssos prog. But yeah, like, I haven't done too many streams where I'm, like, actually interacting with people in chat, which is honestly been a little kind of sad, because, like, I find it, yes, 70. Sorry. brain engaging with thing. Can I get any accessories? I can get one. Okay, so any of them. What do we want? Any of these have, like, higher stat budgets? Not really. So anything but earring, I guess. Cool. Yeah. So I've missed streaming a bit. Oh, I should have gotten a fucking weapon. That was dumb. Actually, where would you get the weapons from? Oh, fuck. No, I remember where you get the weapons. So, for some fucking reason, I keep forgetting there is a vendor that exclusively gives you... The vendor is basically like the, hey, how's it going? If you need anything for this expansion, especially endgame, you come to me. Actually, come to think of it, I don't know if they're here. Because I keep forgetting about the one in Shadowbringers, which I remembered having leveled, Reaper on my main up to 80, and then going, wait, where the fuck do I get augmented Exarchic weapons again? And now I don't remember where I get, FF14, Sundry. Stormblood. Rowena's representative Kugane. That'd be why. Of course it's not Ralga's Reach. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, so there's one in the main city, not just... Yeah, okay, yeah. That tracks. Question is, where would they be? Probably could have checked on that thing I was just looking at. $12.2, 10.8. Right next to the Aetheryte. Just like the other one. Tank. Skaven. What's the Gunbreaker one look like there? Oh? Okay, that's kind of cool. Still a bit small, but that's neat. How much was that? The other ones are like 600 if I remember, so... Yeah, 600. Okay, easy. Oh, yeah, fuck, I could have just come here to do all of the shopping. And it's even got it categorized and shit. God, this is such a good vendor. It's just literal one-stop shop. Good. Yeah, anyway. We were in the middle of quests. It's been so long that I don't actually... Like, I think I remember vaguely remember the context of the job quests, like... two people from, Bosnia who are basically just looking for any kind of mercenary work. We were in Gridania for that one thing where there was, like, an idol equivalent, kind of walking around and shit. But that... I can't remember what the, like... There was, like, a little twist to that where, like, the woman in question kind of knew a bit more about what was happening than she let on, but... Yeah. Guess that's what I get for spacing this so far apart. But, oh, here we are. I want to go see the famous gold saucer, but Radovan says we're on to too tight a budget to fritter our money away like that. I'll try asking him once we find some more lucrative work. better or worse. Radovan has found a citizen of Uldar in need of a bodyguard. Oh fuck. I forget the fucking voice I gave him. Holy shit. I'm, like, completely fucking blanking. The walls that surround this city remind me of my homeland? I feel like it was something like that. We'll go with that until I can remember. We built it as a fortress to keep out invaders. Not that it made much difference in the end. Oh, not this again. Perhaps you could lighten the mood by sharing our recent bit of good news? Ah, yes. It looks like we found our next client. Nothing's been decided, but a lady named Oriel... Oriel? Is waiting for us near the Gate of Thal. We'll meet you there. Okay. I guess it is kind of fitting. And, like a lot of job quests are, like, really digging into, like, the history of things. In terms of... Oh, inside the city. Okay. I was expecting that to be outside for some reason. A lot of job quests have you kind of just, like, being with the group of people who know about said job and, kind of dealing with the politics of all of that. Not many of them are just like, hey, we're here, fuck, we need work to survive, god damn it. And it kind of makes sense for, I guess, Bosnians to be in that position. Which is interesting, especially them coming to Uldar now, because, like, there is definitely a lot of, possibility of delving into what it's like to be sort of, essentially a refugee in this area. Because, I don't know if anyone remembers, Uldar doesn't have the best track record when it comes to, like, actually, like, maintaining things with refugees, and they explicitly are the ones who are taking on a lot of them. Could be some interesting things there, but I don't know if that's really where that's going to go. Why did that switch back to... No, thank you. Thank you very much. I prefer not everyone to have to look at my pixelated face while I'm trying to play a video game. Tim. I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. I hope this doesn't involve any babysitting. Perhaps I should let you do the talking. Why? You know more about... Okay. You're the bodyguards, right? We need your help. It's my husband. After he walked out, I thought we'd seen the last of him. But now, you've got to keep him away from us. I'm not sure we're qualified to settle domestic disputes. Yeah, that's... I mean, clearly she's in need of help, but, like... I don't know if I'd trust random adventurer to handle a situation like that very well, to be honest. Radovan, sounds serious. Hear her out, would you? Very well. My apologies. Please continue. His name's Garat. He won't leave us alone, and he keeps jumping out to harass us when we're by ourselves. If we were to go outside the city gates, I'm sure he'd follow us. And when he does, I want you to scare him off. I doubt he'll show himself if he sees you have bodyguards, so we'll wait somewhere nearby. When the moment is right, we'll give him a fright he won't forget in a hurry. Oh, yes, that ought to work. Tim and I will leave through this gate, so you should find a hiding place. It's time that bastard, excuse my language, learned his lesson. Adventurers getting involved in this kind of shit feels... Well, for the Warrior of Light, it feels very on brand that they'd be like, whoa, injustice? Nah. We gotta sort that shit out. But, like, more broadly, it's a little weird that... Yeah. Actually really curious where this is going now. This husband of hers sounds like a nasty piece of work. We best be ready for trouble. Remember, we've got the boy to think about. I'd rather not cut down a man in front of his own son, but I will if I have to. You follow my lead. Oh, I wasn't expecting him to just walk. Huh. Oh, shit, I've got auto advance. What? Who the bloody hells are you? Friends of Oriel. Now walk away while you still can. But I only want what's best for my boy. Your boy? You've got no right to call him that. He belongs to me. Okay, I'm sensing we've gotten involved in something we probably shouldn't have involved ourselves in. This is your final warning. Bother them again and you won't live to regret it. That will teach him. And you are wonderful. Worth every gil. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Sophie. It was our pleasure. Hey, Radovan, buddy. I don't know if... Well, there wasn't much for you to do. Your presence lent weight to my words. But most importantly, the client was satisfied with our work. Yes, he did seem rather pleased with herself. Listen, you two, there's no time to explain. We have to follow that woman. Oh, hell's bells. So if he gets one of her hunches, there's no stopping her. Huh. She do well as a, Is there a word for... Oh, wow, we're going way, way away. The time for that joke is gone. Fuck. Something Mandeville. She do well, etc., etc. Which reminds me, too, I gotta get back on that at some point. Maybe once I'm done with the tribe quest, I might actually go back and do that. Because I do need to start picking away at that. The live letter coming up is probably going to talk about 6.25, which is going to have that stuff. And I kind of need that, like... Well, I'd prefer to have that done for day one of it, but... I knew she was up to something. Why would she bring Tim all the way out here? What were we supposed to do with a runt like this? If we feed him up, he might... It might be worth something one day. Oh my god. She's selling her own child. We've got to stop them. Wait, is that... Enough of this! Stay away from my son. Son, eh? Huh. You should have kept out of this, mate. Too late now. Quickly, we've got to help him. What the fuck? Oh, not now. Vevon, it's up to you. Okay. Are you right, buddy? Oh, Radovan, of all the times. Gods, why now? Damn these seizures. Oh, okay. Hey. What's up? I gotta remember how to fucking play this. I didn't actually spend that much time away from, Oh, right, I changed the keybind for that shit. Moron. So, I had been playing this up to 70 recently, but then I spent, like, probably, like, 12 hours over the last, like, 2 or 3 days playing Reaper from 70 to 80 on a different character. And, Yeah, forgot how to play the video game, evidently. You saved us. How can I ever... Daddy! Vivern, I let you down. Let everyone down. But, Sophie, what happened here? I knew from the moment I met Oriel, there was something not quite right about her. It wasn't until I later realized she's a somnus addict. Once it takes hold, it changes you. She was able to keep her addiction hidden from most, but not from me. And probably not from her family either. Yes. I've known for a while, but I had no idea she'd do something like this. God, if I hadn't started gambling, this never would have happened. My debt spiraled beyond my control, and she ran to get away from me, to start a new life with our son. Shock of losing them made me realize I couldn't live like that anymore, so I vowed to turn my life around. I worked my fingers to the bone to repay the money I owed, but by the time I finally found the courage to track down Oriel, it was too late. She'd made new friends, wrong sort of friends. Then had to resort to gods only know what to make ends meet. It became too much to bear, and somnus was her only escape. Nothing else mattered to her, not even her own child. So you see, it wasn't only my life I'd ruined. It made her who she is today. That's why I don't have it in me to hate her. What will you do now? Plan to send her to Frondale's Frontistery? Frondale's Frontistery. They can treat people like Oriel, although it costs more than most folks can afford. My savings should cover it for a short while, at least. We'll take it one day at a time and see how she responds to the treatment. I know she might never recover, but I can't give up on her. Obviously, she's in no fit state to look after Tim, so he'll be living with me. Jesus Christ. You could have been killed for confronting those slavers. If you wind up dead, there'll be no one to look after the boy. From now on, you'll have to think before you act. I will. I swear it. Thank you all for everything you've done. That was a lot. That poor child. Sophie's quick thinking may have saved him on this occasion, but I fear his hardships are far from over. I, on the other hand, only succeeded in disgracing myself. Again. It's not your fault, Radovan. I think you owe Vivern an explanation, though. Yes. If we had to fight side by side, there is something you should know. Though I served as an Imperial conscript for a time, after I disobeyed a direct order, I was sentenced to solitary confinement for more than a decade. Like many of the inmates, I was forced to wear a Magitech collar. The wardens could use them to administer a severe electric shock at any time they pleased, and please them it did. The paralysis would eventually wear off, but even now, years after removing the collar, my whole body will suddenly seize up. It's as though the pain never left me, and could reawaken at any moment. Thankfully, my condition appears to have improved somewhat since leaving the Empire. Perhaps one day I will be free of it, but until then, there's no telling when it might strike. Radovan saved my bacon more times than I can count, so it's only fair that I do the same for him. We've been through thick and thin, ever since the first time we met in the Garlean jail. I was awaiting execution along with the other captured members of the Resistance, as well as various insurgents and undesirables. Among them were several somnus addicts. Even in an Imperial jail, there are ways to get your hands on it. When I saw Oriel, I couldn't put my finger on it at first, but she had the same look in her eyes as those lost souls. Anyway, where was I? So Radovan had been meaning to escape ever since he was first imprisoned, and was secretly digging a tunnel, a few ilms each night over the course of about 10 years. The only thing was, it went the wrong way. Then one night, he suddenly burst through my wall. Oh, why did you have to tell her that? You know I'm far from proud of my miscalculation. Well, things worked out in the end, didn't they? The other inmates made such a racket when you came crashing in, it drew the attention of the wardens, and all hells broke loose. In the confusion, Radovan and I forced our way past the guards, and by some miracle, we managed to avoid their searchlights. Finally, we were free. Free to return to my wife and child, to my homeland. Well, so I thought. While I'd been rotting away in a Garlean cell, everything I knew, everything I loved had been taken from me. I should have been there, but I couldn't even. Yeah, enough of this. We've spoken over long as it is. Well then, where to next? I think I've had my fill of Uldar. Let's say we try out our luck in Limsa Liminsa. I'm sure a change of scenery will do us a world of good. Yes, I like the sound of that. Let's reconvene at the local Adventurers Guild. Yeah, that went from 0 to 100 real fucking quick. Yeah, okay. Fuck. That like, twisted out of control to a crazy degree. Also, like, have we heard about Somnus before? I'm gonna look that up real quick. Somnus. Most similar to opium. Mind-warping substance made from dream flowers. Okay, basically opium. Huh. Interesting inclusion in that. Yeah, because, like, I feel like the very first quest had, like, a little bit of a, like, this job doesn't, or had a little bit of that element of this job isn't what it seems. And it very much seems like we're gonna get, like, in over our heads with something by the time this ends. Because, like, that's 2 jobs now where we've been completely blindsided by what's actually going on. And admittedly, like, this particular one was fucking heavy as hell. Yeah, that's an interesting trend so far. So, what do you think? She got a new outfit on just for Limsa? Damn. Gotta accessorize. City founded by pirates. Now there's a terrible idea if I ever heard one. With all the cutthroats running rampant, I'm surprised there's anyone left. What about the views? The sea breeze? There'll be plenty of time to enjoy ourselves once we've a few more gil in our pockets. However, we're still waiting for word from the guild, so perhaps you should find somewhere for a few practice swings in the meantime. Yeah, I think I'm good. Confessions of a Flaming Mongrel. Radovan is hoping for a nice, straightforward, no-strings-attached assignment. Incorrect. You'll be pleased to hear that the Yellow Jackets have offered us an assignment. After taking on more than we bargained for with our previous clients, we're hoping this one will turn out to be relatively straightforward. We haven't heard what it entails yet, but I'll bet it's something important. A man called Futag Yafutag. Futag Yafutag? Lala name. Was arranged to meet us in Bulwark Hall. Let's go and see what he wants. Oh, elevator. That's Yep, okay. Like, it's not here. Why is the thing, like, right on me? The uniform seems a bit billowy for my tastes, but I do like the color. So these yellow jackets uphold the law. I imagine they have their work cut out for them around here. Thank you for coming at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I'll be brief. We want you to protect Goldwaite, who is until recently leader of the Flaming Mongrels. They were once a gang of raiders, but eventually settled in Limsa to extort and rob their way to a position of considerable influence in the criminal underworld. That all ended when Goldwitz turned himself in. No one saw it coming, not even the other Flaming Mongrels. He's due to give testimony in exchange for a reduced sentence. Not just about the crimes he committed himself either. All of the gangs he's had dealings with have ample reason to silence him before he spills his secrets. Oh, cool! So we're going to try and stop a mob hit. Fuck! Oh, God. He's currently being held in the Morabi dry docks. Your job is to see that he reaches Limsa in one piece. So you want us to act as bodyguards to a criminal? I don't like the sound of that. We'd be protecting the information that's in his head, which could be used to bring countless other lawbreakers to justice. Sounds like a worthwhile cause to me. It is. Before you ask why we're hiring outsiders, it's to avoid attention. I pull too many yellow jackets from their posts, the gangs will figure out what's going on. That's very smart. Better to give the impression that it's business as usual while using professionals like you to escort him in secret. We still need to secure the route, so I'll go on ahead and see to the preparations. Come and find me at the dry docks when you're ready. Wow, I like these quests a lot already. Before we begin, we should find out more about this Goldwaits. While it's important to place our trust in the client, I don't want to repeat the mistake we made last time. True. They, speak with locals around the, Octant. Okay. Really? Just random people? Okay. If the rumors are true, the Flaming Mongrels are involved in most of the money-lending extortion that goes on in this city. Goldwaits was at the center of this web, overseeing every aspect of these clandestine activities. Now that he's finally found the decency to give himself up, I imagine that his former associates would rather he kept quiet concerning their dealings. Yep. 100%. I'm not at liberty to discuss an ongoing investigation. I can say, however, that many Yellow Jackets believe heartless curs like Goldwaits deserve nothing less than death. He and his rogues have left only tragedy and despair in their wake. Mercy would be a waste. I mean, considering some of the shit that, like, directly happens in the MSQ involving, like, pirating organizations in Limsa, yeah, I imagine they've done some pretty awful shit. Like, no joke. Oh yes, everybody has heard of the Flaming Mongrels. Their modus operandi is to offer loans, increase the interest to the extent that their mark has no hope of ever paying it back, and then forcing that poor soul to obey their every whim. Oh, so literally, like, Yakuza plotlines. That tracks. This Goldwaits has garnered quite the reputation for himself. Seems Futag was telling the truth. Did you hear anything useful? We're in deep shit. Yes, it's just as Futag said. Goldwaits certainly has a lot of enemies on both sides of the law. Radovan, it's not too late to refuse. Think about what you're doing. Trust me, I have. Let's say no more on the matter. We have a job to do. Yeah, of course. And then we're basically bringing him to Limsa. Ugh. If anything, I feel like they probably have to bring him to Limsa to some degree to, like, you know, initiate legal processes or some shit, but it doesn't seem like a good idea to bring a person like that into the fucking pirate's den, so to speak. All set. Good. It's time to bring out the prisoner. Wonder if it is a goblin. Or, yeah, just the name of some pirate. I present Goldwaits, Scourge of Limsa Laminsa. His life's in your hands now. Guard him well. Thank you kindly. You sure you've got the right man? Well, quite sure. Now listen carefully. This is important. We scouted the road ahead and we spotted a group of unsavory figures lying in wait. Plan is to put them down and rush past before anyone realizes what's happened. Well, if that's how you prefer us to handle it, then very well. But we'll need someone to take the lead and cut through their ambush. That'll be me. I choose you for that role, Vavern. Show me how far you've come as a gunbreaker. The rest of us will stay close to Goldwaits and... Well, Goldwaits? I just realized the W might be a V because the whole Broganon thing. Goldwaits. Goldwaits and fend off any that try to flank us. Futag, I give you my word that we'll get him to Limsa Laminsa, even if I have to carry him there. We're depending on you, Vavern. Once you've cleared a path, we'll be right behind you. We'll regroup at Oshon's Embrace and assess the situation before moving on. Appreciate what you're doing for me, lass. Go with you if I could, but my first responsibility is to keep Goldwaits alive. Radovan's orders. Cutting a swath through enemy lines, striking where they're most vulnerable before they have a chance to counterattack. This is where gunbreakers excel. Don't push yourself too hard. If things take a turn for the worse, fall back. I don't think that'll be a problem. God, I really got to get some hotkeys for that. It's really unfortunate I have to actually, like, go over to OBS to actually control that, but yeah, here we are. Random thing. I think, it looks like they've changed the, oh. There we go. It looks like they've changed the, like, coloring of the circles in these. I think they, like... It's really hard to say without looking back at it, but I feel like the outline is, like, a lot, like, higher contrast, and, like, it's a deeper color around the edge, compared to what it was before. I actually kind of appreciate that. I was, like, staring at it for a while going, I don't know if I actually like that. It doesn't feel like a meaningful change, but, eh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I can stop you. God, I really want continuation. I really want continuation. Doing, like, off GCDs on those is gonna feel so good. But, so... the funny thing is, I was looking up a few, like... well, I was running across a few Gunbreaker memes, and, like, something about it stuck with me of, like... it's like the, honey, it's time for your blank session meme, but it was basically like, hey Gunbreaker, it's time for your DPS rotation, and I thought about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, once you go into the combo, you've got a double weave if you need to put in any defensives, and I imagine there's probably more... I think it's only, like, Blasting Zone and Bow Shock that you need to put in, but, like, there's a lot of double weaving you'll probably end up doing just to get everything out of the road, which is awful for a tank, I think. I remember people talking about how continuation was kind of clunky, and I was like, but it's cool to have, like, the combo there, but, like, no, that's not the problem. The problem is that, like, it means that you're, it means that as a tank, you're, like, double weaving when OGCDs are primarily your defensive shit, and, like, the Gunbreaker has, like, really weird problems that are, I think, as someone who doesn't play at, like, high level, I think probably compounded by the fact that you've got, like, a bunch of CDs that don't, or that aren't as strict on the, that scale with, skill speed, which means that they don't align with your other strict ones, which I don't even know why that's a thing. I assume it's to make sure that carts come out in flow with the rest of the rotation, but then part of the rotation is completely separate. I don't know. I beat him. Pretty poor attempt at an ambush. Without the element of surprise, they're nothing. Yes, very impressive, but I'll save my thanks until we reach Limsa if you don't mind. What's up? I bring bad news, I'm afraid. Those men weren't here to ambush you. They were only lookouts. The bulk of the enemy force lies ahead. We'll take the prisoner to a safe hiding place until those rogues have been dealt with. I don't believe you. What? Why wasn't I informed sooner? We only just received the information ourselves. I'm to take the prisoner into custody, while you are to return to your post until further notice. As for the hirelings, their services are no longer required. Bullshit. Bullshit. 100% bullshit. Now, hold on a moment. Look, if you've got a problem, take it up with, Commodore Rayner. They're his orders, not mine. Alright, you've made your point. Well, that's that, I suppose. Nevertheless, I'll see you received the full amount, as agreed. It's a pleasure working with you. Come on, Sophie. You know something's up. This man's dead. Something about this doesn't add up. Surely it would make more sense for Futag to go with them. Besides, our agreement was to see Goldfates to Limsa, and that's exactly what I intend to do. You two, come with me. Looks like the shoe's on the other foot this time, so I can hardly refuse. Come on, before he does something will regret. Yeah, that's like 100% bullshit. Either the Commodore is in on some shit to have the man killed, or that wasn't someone that was ordered by the Commodore. Like, there's no fucking way. Oh. Weird. I had my fingers in the wrong place and hit the wrong button. There we go. Oh yeah, this doesn't, yeah, it's, Is this our idea of a safe hiding place? I know who lurks in these tunnels. Should look him inside. If my guess is correct, there's no time to waste. Agreed. Nothing for it but to follow, I suppose. Yeah, I fucking knew it. Stop this at once. Stay out of it, sellsword. My friend's dead because of this filth. He's got no right to live. So why would you protect him? Because I gave my word. Though he may be beyond redemption, he acts for his own sake, but for the good of others. Or not for his own sake. His testimony will make Limsa a safer place. Now lower your axe. Okay. Oh. Thank the 12 you got here when you did. Didn't take long for us to find out it was all a ruse. but by then she'd already brought him to carry out her plan. Luckily for us, the three of you weren't so easily duped. Of course, she's not the only Yellow Jacket to bear a grudge against Goldvates, but I never thought any of us would go to such lengths. Fine bloody mess this is. Fuck is this music? While we may have been waylaid somewhat, our orders to escort Goldvates still stand. Before we go, I want to thank ye for all you've done. Truth is, I ain't got long to live. Even if I can escape having me head lopped off, this sickness will get me for sure. Or get me sure enough. Oh. Huh. So that's why... Could have lived out your days as one of the leading figures in the underworld, rich and powerful. What made you turn yourself in? Since before I can remember, I've been cheating, killing to put food in me belly and gil in my pocket. And I was good at it too. Worked my way to the top. But the top of what? Bunch of liars, swindlers, and murderers. And when I found out I only have a few moons left, I realized this is the way it is because of people like me. It ain't gotta be that way, though. Not if I say my piece. In that case, we'd best get you to Limsa, post-haste. Aye. Before I kick the bucket, lead the way. What the fuck? What the fuck is with this questline? This is... So... Okay. Okay. Paladin was ultimately aiming to do something different. But I think this is actually managing to do, like, different and isolated pockets of things that are happening in each quest. A lot better than the Paladin one did. And it's crazy, because these are more varied. But the thing is that, like, this is being framed as Radovan and Sophie kind of wandering Eorzea looking for jobs, and then seeing, like, Jesus Christ, things are complicated here. And it's just, it's doing a couple of things where, like, it's, once again, we're being blindsided by something, which means, like, I don't know if that's going to go anywhere else beyond just keeping the questline interesting, but it's also, like, at managing to add, like, these little splashes of character throughout the world, where, like, you know, there's people, like, there's obviously, shit wrong in each of the... sorry, let me rephrase this. There are broad problems in each of the city-states, and this is taking a really interesting look at, like, some of the very narrow impacts this can have. Like, basically a mob boss, like, says, hey, I'm turning myself in, I want to confess everything, and people are, rightly, really fucking mad at this person, so much so that they're, like, taking the opportunity to try and literally end their life out of revenge, which... Then you've got Uldar, where, like, these people's lives have basically gone to shit because of... not necessarily broad problems with Uldar, but, like, there's absolutely nothing to support anyone who falls through the cracks. I mean, you know, everyone who's a refugee in Uldar is obviously evidence of that, but even their own citizens, or at least it's implied, like, still fall through the cracks there as well. And it shows, like, you know, there's some really awful shit that happens as a result of that, and, you know, people taking advantage of people in those positions to do that as well. I really wish I could remember the fucking Gridania one. It seemed, like, so different compared to these two, but, like, I really appreciate that this is, like... this is what it would be to be a mercenary and hopping around as frequently as these three are. You're getting these, like... You're getting people who are desperate for a job, or desperate for your assistance, or looking to have you do something discretionary for them. And it's giving you this weird vertical slice of, like, all of the shit that's, like, going on in that place. And it's like... Can we just get, like, a job, like, guarding a barrel? Please? Oh, you done right by me. For that, I thank you. That was rather more eventful than I'd anticipated. I must say, however, that you and yours performed admirably. No! Fuck! I'm sorry, Sophie. Not the most direct route, but we got here in the end. All that remains is for Goldvates to give his testimony. On behalf of the Yellow Jackets, I offer my thanks. You've kept your word. Now it's my turn. Fare you well. Also, like, God, Goldface is such an interesting throwaway character too, because, like, it's the kind of thing where, like, oh yeah, being the kind of person that's has success in, like, the underworld and has any amount of or conscience, sorry, and is basically hit with some, like, that's the kind of character that, like, you could imagine him in, like, this long arc where, like, it's slow, like, you see him at the end of being, like, eaten away at by this, like, realization that, like, he is the king of shit, ultimately. And he has materially made people's lives worse as a result of that. And the fact that this character just shows up for, like, a quest in the Gunbreaker job quest is, like, holy shit. This is really good. Every city has its problems. This one more than most. It is high time we moved on. Seeing as we've been to Alamigo, Gridania, Ul'dah, Limsa Laminsa, that just leaves Ishgard. I don't exactly thrive in cold climates, though. Just get yourself a decent overcoat and you'll be fine. Well then, let's be off. Those things are expensive, Radovan, and we don't have the fucking guild for it. Unless you're shouting me an overcoat. Which reminds me, I should really go looking for a jacket as well. Oh, fuck me, I haven't been paying attention to stream quality. It looks like we may have just dropped a lot of frames just then. I'm not seeing, like, I'm not seeing a dip in the Twitch end. It's still like 0.6, so it's like not many, but yeah. Oh, I know where they'll be. Well, everyone else in Ishgard turns up sooner or later. Oh, outside the bar. Okay. Close enough. She did get one. Why would anyone want to live here? Even with these thick clothes, I'm frozen to the bone. I'll admit it was a fair bit colder than I was expecting. Not that it's anything to be concerned about. That's easy for you to say. You'll soon get used to it, I'm sure. Anyway, Vevan, it seems that instead of offering work via an adventurer's guild, Ishgard's Temple Knights issue levies. Or leaves. Although there do not appear to be any clients in need of protection, it is only a matter of time before something comes our way. Until then, be sure not to let your skills or your gunblade grow rusty. Of defectors and defenders. Radovan and Sophie's expressions are as somber as their surroundings. We Hrothgar are quite used to snow and ice, so sometimes forget the problems it poses for other races. This morning, a homeless Hjör lad was found lying stone cold in the street. Cool. Awesome. I love Ishgard. they came to carry him away, he was frozen solid, like a statue. The poor thing can't have been more than 20 summers old. We asked the Temple Knights if there was something we could do, and we were told that we had the perfect... Well, they had the perfect assignment for us. Our client this time is Reese of Garland Ironworks. Their founder, Sid Garland, is one of the few Garleans to have turned his back on the Empire, and is a hero to many living under their rule. I wonder if I might have the honor of meeting him in person. No, at any rate, we must first head to the Sky Steel Manufactory. It's kind of funny considering like, so this questline was added in Shadowbringers, if I understand correctly. Well, the quest music basically gives it away. But one of the things that happens in the patches is obviously dealing with a lot of the remaining politics, especially in like 5.4 or 5.5. Well, I'm thinking of 5.4 specifically. But it goes back to examine and, like, move Limsa forward in terms of its views on, interacting with the tribes, the kobolds and the Sahagin and that. And it makes pretty precise criticisms of the way that Limsa seems compared to the way that, like, I guess Merlvib specifically would prefer it to go. So it's interesting that, like, a questline added in Shadowbringers is also, like, doing almost a refresher on some of the shit that's a problem in all of the city-states. Yeah, and that was a dark one. It's like, oh yeah, here's a woman who's, gotten, like, so deep in an addiction hole, she's selling her son into slavery. Here is a former criminal who is on his deathbed, basically saying that he wants to confess everything because it's been eating at him inside, eating away at inside of him the whole time. Oh, also, here's dead children in the street of Ishgard. Fuck. I do appreciate it, though, even if it is in a side thing, like, even if it is in a, like, essentially a side quest, because, like, obviously, you could never play Gunbreaker and not see any of this, but, like, the fact that some of it is actually peppered throughout, like, side content in the world, gives me hope, at least, that, like, especially going forward, there'll be, like, more examinations or, like, things happening with the city-states, especially now that they're in kind of this, like, okay, we don't have a common enemy anymore. Well, I mean, depending on what the next expansion is, we might at the end of the day, but, like, it's often easy to keep peace when there's a common enemy, so, like, with Garlemald kind of in, like, collapsing and, like, a lot of humanitarian work being required there, like, it's really going to eventually test the city-states, and stuff like this that we've been going through is probably going to come to the surface, where, like, a lot of city-states and even the citizens of each of them will be, like, rightly criticizing other nations for the shit they're not fixing. And I would be interested to see if they do more with that. That would be really cool. Please, for the love of God, do something with Gridania. Like, I feel like Gridania is not anyone's particular fave, but, like, god damn it, they could use something. Because they just haven't been given any, like, time to do anything, really. Which really sucks. Because they're one of the ones that has, like, such a clear, obvious problem. Kind of like Limsa, where they're just, like, utterly rooted in their traditions to the point that, oh, the racism doesn't matter. The spirits are giving us direction in that. Don't worry about that. That's just the way things are. Is it true that Sid is the one who introduced Magitech to Eorzea? I think that's true. I mean, they obviously probably knew it, but, like, popularization and actually being able to manufacture it is... So this is one of Sid Garland's workshops. Hi. Good day. I take it you're the bodyguard sent by the Temple Knights. There's someone I'd like you to protect. Recently defected Garlean engineer, as it happens. Oh, boy! I'll not bore you with the details, but he is to oversee the installation of a ceruleum heating system. We're hoping that it would avert tragedies like the one that recently occurred in the Broom. Yes, we saw the body being carried away. Terrible sight it was. If this engineer friend of yours needs a safe passage here, we'd be glad to help. Unfortunately, the Empire does not take kindly to desertion, especially when the man in question is one of its highly esteemed scientists. We received word that a group known as the Alaude has been dispatched to see that he never reaches Ishgard. Oh, cool. So we're literally going up against Garleans as well. Cool. God, to be good. I've heard of them. Prisoners offered an opportunity to reduce their sentences through loyal service to Garlemald. By all accounts, they fight like men possessed, desperate to earn their freedom. Huh, that sounds familiar. I wonder if sounds like something that happened in Stormblood. Weird that they do that a hell of a lot. Worst of all, they are led by Vitus Quo Messala, a man whose cruelty knows no bounds. As a soldier, he reached the rank of Pilus Prior, but was relegated after butchering a village of innocent civilians purely to sate his own bloodlust. Even his fellow Garleans were disgusted by this barbaric acts. Yet that did not to damage his reputation as a skilled warrior equal to Gaius Ben Baelsar himself. During my imprisonment, Vitus Quo Messala came to enlist me. Told him I'd sooner rot in jail than serve under a rabid dog like him. As you can imagine, he was far more pleased with my refusal and tried to persuade me by using my Magitech collar to administer countless electric shocks. I forget the look in his eyes as he pushed that button over and over. Of course, not everyone is as resilient as Radovan. Many who fight for the Aulaude do so against their will, though they are no less deadly for it. I wonder, Aulaude must be like a Latin thing, but I wonder if there's a pronunciation I can get. Aulaude. Legion of the Roman army founded in Thing by the General Julius Caesar. Yeah, something. Google doesn't have one, it's gonna take me digging through sites. Never mind. By the Fury. If I know the dangers involved, I would have called the whole thing off. It's too late now, though. The airship is already on its way to Kurthus. Should be arriving at the observatorium. Sadly, we couldn't gain permission to have an Imperial craft dock in the city for matters of security. You know what? That's probably fair. From the rendezvous point, we'll proceed the rest of the way on foot. Once we're safely inside the Gates of Judgment, we can consider the mission a success. Confident is risking his life for the sake of others. Reese, I give my word that he will reach Ishgard safely. Listen, Sophie. You know as well as I do that the Alaude are as ruthless as they are tenacious. For that reason, I want you to stay behind. You think you can take them on without me there to heal you? Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful to have you by my side. But against foes like that, Vevern and I will struggle to protect you and the engineer. Protect me? Look, Radovan, we protect each other, remember? Perhaps you see me as nothing but a burden. Fine, have it your way. Yeah, Radovan, this is stupid. Not to rush you or anything, but we should get going. I'll meet you at the airship landing on the top of the tower. Before we leave, there's something I'd like to make clear. I didn't mean what I said to Sophie. I think she's an excellent conjurer and more than capable of taking care of herself. But this Vitas Cor Messala we're dealing with a monster who delights in toying. Oh, this is, yeah, a monster who delights in toying with his prey. Can't let her face that kind of danger. See, Sophie and I have been inseparable ever since we escaped our Garling captors. When I discovered what had befallen my family, I came close to taking my own life. I might have gone through with it if Sophie hadn't stopped me. She's lost loved ones too, but has never given up hope. Sophie helped me realize there is still a place in this world for me. In fact, it was her idea that I become a bodyguard. Oh, excuse me. Although no one will ever replace the family I lost, she helped fill that void in my life and gave me reason to carry on. If she were here now, she would tell me to stop being such a sentimental old fool. Oh, what's to that effect? Anyway, the sooner we finish this assignment, the sooner I can get back here and apologize to her. Oh yeah, I'm sure this is gonna go perfectly well. It's not like this is the level 68 quest instead of the 70. What was the of defectors and defenders? Gale Force warning. Oh. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I ended up doing some extremes like a while ago now with friends, and I was jumping characters because I didn't have that many options leveled at the time. And we're going to the roof. I should really do that someday. I get the impression they've been waiting for us. Perhaps I spoke of along. Now that you're here, allow me to introduce you to the man you will be escorting. Kato Nan Mamula, at your service. Or should that be Kato Mamula now that I am in Nishgard? Nan more? Is something the matter? No, it's nothing. Well then, shall we begin? Radovan? Just coming through here, like one of their head scientists, something to do with ceruleum heating. Well, that was the purpose he's here anyway. Oh, goody. What the fuck? God, they probably didn't even outfit them that well, to be honest. Of course they didn't. That's the way. Give them what for. They found us. No, not the frog. The Aldalde knew we were coming. Those bells, they must have seen that airship from miles away. I'll stay with the engineer. You go on ahead and draw them out. We'll rendezvous at the camp to the north. 3 more locations up ahead. Just trying to figure out if there are multiple here, or if, there you are. Hi! Allow me to introduce you to the Gunblade. I'm sure you're very familiar. It's a shame you don't have one. Yeah, they've got... They don't even have, like, that much in terms of, like, tech to work with, either. And, like, to be fair, that makes sense. It's the kind of thing where, like, of course you're not going to give, like, people who, like, you've imprisoned weapons capable of, like, helping them break out of your control, but, like, Jesus. This isn't really going to do it, I don't think. That's cute. He was probably not going to do anything for me because I'm level 68 and they're very low level, but I appreciate that. Die. And they're like... Oh, they're 56. Okay. They're not, like, brand new and doing the shit that's relevant here. I was gonna say, that doesn't really line up in that case, but... Oh yeah, we're not gonna go back and check on them, we're just gonna wait inside the walls for fucking, Radovan to get injured. Awesome. Love that. Oh, okay. You're all here. Some of the Alaude stayed in their hiding places until you'd passed. One of them got to Reese. He's hurt, but it could have been a lot worse. I'm sorry. They caught me by surprise. We made it this far, but Vitus is still out there. This is just a taste of what the Alaude have in store for us. Our best option is to avoid confrontation altogether. Mamula and I will sneak past while you and Reese stay behind. The two of us stand a better chance than a group of 4. No, we should stick together. I know how you feel, but sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. You see the sense in this, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, try convincing Vevern of that. That's... no. Absolutely not. We'll meet back in Ishgard. Fuck. My colleagues will contact me via link pearl once Master Mamula has arrived in Ishgard. In the meantime, we should lie low. Don't want to alert the Alaude to our presence any more than we already have. Oh, I better get these wounds looked at. I can take a look at them, I'm a sage. I guess I'm just standing here. Oh. Oh, thank goodness you're right. You've been gone so long, I came looking for you. I met a few nasty characters on the way here, but I soon sent them packing. Wait, where's Radovan? And that engineer you're supposed to be escorting? He went off by himself. Katunan Mamula? Yeah. If the two of them are together, then... Radovan never talks to anyone about it, but he comes from a place called Bozia Citadel. It's utterly destroyed in a Garlean experiment gone wrong. In charge of the project were Midas Nan Garland and his right-hand man, Kato Nan... Oh. Cool! Architect of the fucking... Bozia incident. Love it. Radovan's opposition to Bozia being used as a testing ground for potentially dangerous magitech led to his imprisonment, and his fears were proved correct when the city was obliterated. There's a strong chance he's planning to exact his revenge. Fuck. We have to stop him. They headed west to get towards Ishgard, yes? We should be able to follow their tracks. There's no time to lose. Now Radovan, I hope you don't double... Wow, words. I hope you don't be a hypocrite here and realize that this is a very similar situation to Goldvate's. And that you realize that this could do a lot more good than bad. And that it is possible that it's probably worth more while actually helping out this defector than just killing him for revenge. Right? Right? Oh my god, he took him past. Fucking damn it. Radovan, I am going to kick your ass. No wonder. We would have seen that we were going off course and he wouldn't have... Fuck! Oh, you goddamn moron. For my homeland. For my family. Bosnia. Vevon? Stay back. This fiend robbed me of everything I held dear. Don't deny me my vengeance. You swore to protect him. You gave your word. I will not beg your forgiveness. However, I ask that you hear my final words. Midas and I knew there were risks involved with the experiment, but we did not foresee that it could fail so catastrophically. I have lived with unending, agonizing guilt ever since. From that day forth, I have sought redemption, a chance to somehow right the wrongs I've committed. That is why I asked Midas' son, Sid, to aid in my defection from Garlemald, that my knowledge and expertise may be put to good use. But though I always knew that the sins of my past would return to haunt me, I submit myself to your judgment. Have you forgotten about Goldvates? What have I become? My honor as a gunbreaker, as a man, I've thrown it all away. You are the last of us now. You want us to kill him now, sir? No. The old goat can wait. It's the prowling lion I want. Yes, your head will make a fine trophy. God, I am so glad Vevon is the one doing this quest. Like, her backstory is... ultimately has a lot to do with Garlemald, not being a citizen herself. But, like, she has a deep resentment of them to, like, the very core. And, like, her being in this position with Radovan is, like, so poetic. Because, like, at this point, she's gone through so much in terms of, like, actually dealing with the grief and fucking anger she holds towards them. So, like, being in this position where it's like, dude, don't kill him. That's not gonna fix anything. Is, like, actually really good. Like, I can imagine it now of her just being... her, like, holding to the point of, like, dude, what you're feeling is valid. It's valid to fucking hate these people. Or hate the people who explicitly caused all of this shit. It is perfectly valid to do that. But vengeance alone is just not going to do anything for anyone. Like, he's already in a position where for one, he's already in a position where Garlemald fucking hates him. They don't want him there. Like, if he's to be believed, it's also been eating at him in the same way it's been eating away at Goldvates. like, those two things can be true. It is perfectly valid to hate this man, and it's not valid to just kill him for vengeance's sake. Fuck, this is a really good questline. Is Mamul alright? And where's Radovan? Wandered off? But we still got a job to do. I dread to think what might have happened if you hadn't stopped him. Come on, Vivern. With or without Radovan, we still have a job to do. Let's get Mamula to Ishgard. I hope I can at least talk to this guy. Or he has a little bit more dialogue than, oh god, they're after me, you know. Okay, here we go. I shall not squander this second chance at life. You have my eternal gratitude. I noticed that Radovan acted rather strangely when he first met Master Mamula, but I had no idea he'd try to kill him. Oh, thank goodness for you and Sophie. After the trouble you had reaching Camp Dragonhead, I'm pleasantly surprised the Alade kept away from us for the remainder of the journey. Yes, fortunate indeed. All's well that ends well, as the saying goes. One thing still troubles me, though. If that fighter's called Masala is as ruthless as you say, I doubt the walls of Ishgard will deter him from pursuing his target. As much as Master Mamula will be closely guarded... Oh, as such, Master Mamula will be closely guarded until we can be certain it's safe. Yes, it would be a shame if I were kept from fulfilling my obligations. I hope that the next time we meet, I shall have glad tidings to share. Managed to get Mamula here unharmed. Been doing so, we've lost sight of Radovan. Could be anywhere by now. But we've been through too much for me to turn my back on him now. If he decides to get his act together, he knows where to find me. Until then, we better be on the lookout for the Alaude. I doubt we've seen the last of them. Yeah, Sophie, somehow I think you're right. Steel against steel. Sophie is beginning to wonder if Radovan will ever return. For better or worse, the Alaude are nowhere to be seen. Reese and the others seem to think they've abandoned their mission and gone back to Garlemald, which I highly doubt. For them, failure simply isn't an option. But what I want to know is, where is Radovan? I have a good mind to pack up and leave him here, or at least find somewhere warmer to wait for him. There's one thing I can't bear, it's standing about doing nothing, especially somewhere as bitterly cold as this. I know. Let's go and ask the Temple Knights if they have any work for us. Oh yeah, there's this Hrothgar who actually needs some help with something. It's like, oh, really? Nah, I doubt it'd be that straightforward. Also, why are we going here? Oh! This is literally where they hand out the leaves, right. What took you so long? I've already been and spoken to them. Anyway, there's a client looking for protection, but they wish to remain anonymous. Is that right? We're supposed to meet them in a place called Twin Pools, which is in Western Kurthus, apparently. Seeing as we have nothing better to do, we may as well go and find out what they want. Should pass the time until Radovan comes back, if nothing else. I hope he's wearing a stupid disguise, and then he's like, yeah, this didn't work, did it? And we're like, no, it really didn't. Okay, it looks like we haven't dropped frames again. God, that's so weird. Like, I did do a check on, like, what tabs I had open just to make sure I wasn't, like, potentially downloading something or, like, I don't know, fucking ads, like, regenerating and taking up a lot of bandwidth or something, but I'll just have to keep an eye on it. Where are we going? Oh, yeah. A little south of, Dusk Vigil. Yeah, this questline's actually, like, really good, unironically. I think I realize I'm also a sucker for, quest lines where people are defecting from Garlemald and just, like, dealing with that. It's like, even if you take, like, obviously this one has a bit of the assassination stuff to it, but, like, the difficulty of people from, what is essentially a fascist state, and, like, how people treat them, and, like, stuff like that I actually, like, really like. Because I think it gets to, like, a really messy part of, like, dealing with something like that. Like, it's real easy to, see situations where people are being genuinely hard done by and look at those people as, or look at the... Oh. Oh, is this your plan? You're luring out Radovan by... okay. Well, either that or this is actually Radovan, and then the people are going to jump him. Sorry, let me just finish the thought I had. Yeah, because it gets to, like, a really messy thing where it's, like, it's really easy to have a situation where, like, the Garleans are the villains because they're Garlean. But, like, messily work throughing the tensions between a people oppressed by a state, people from that state that are defecting but have definitely had a hand in some of the awful shit going on there, and so on and so forth, is, like, really interesting to me. I think it's because it is so messy, because it's like, fuck, no one's wrong in this situation, and that's the thing that kind of sucks about it, is, like, there's no easy solution to resolving that situation, because it's perfectly valid for people who hate those people to hate them, and it's perfectly valid for those people, or for you to, like... I mean, the story is being straightforward, and this person seems genuine, but... So I'm gonna go with that, but, like, it is also it's not valid to, like, just cast them aside. Like, that is the really rough part of, like... And seeing some 14 discourse, it's a rough thing for people to also grapple with as well. It's almost like Endwalker was, like, right on the money with certain aspects of the relationship between Eorzea and Garlemald. Funny that. Okay. So are you them, or... Because you are Elizon. My prayers have been answered. I was beginning to think the Temple Knights had forgotten me. I do hope you will forgive my need for secrecy. The nature of my request is very sensitive, you see. Now, if you'd be so kind as to follow me... Fuck. I really would have appreciated a moment where Sophie and the Warrior of Light just look at each other like... Cool. I can't break free. Fucker. Yeah, there he is. You shite. Wriggle all you want, little fly. Nothing escapes my web. Ah, but 'twould be a shame for you to die without knowing the name of the spider who ensnared you. I am Vetus Quo Missala, commander of the Aulalde. When we came to collect the old goat who had strayed from the herd, I never expected to find a prowling lion. Or should I say, warrior of light. Oh, his target wasn't Radovan. Oh, good. I don't know, for some reason, I defaulted to the Garlean, like, using a slur to refer to a person who's less human than them, quote-unquote. Don't know what made me think that. That's actually kind of clever, though, I'm not gonna lie. Because, like, in the context, it's like, oh, the Garlean sorry. One of the Imperial leaders is being racist. No, but, like, no, that's... No. And I guess I probably should have taken that in because they were zooming in on Vevern after, like, they were talking. Yeah. There are many in Garlemald who would be delighted were I to present your corpse. Corpse? I would doubt that restoring me to Pilus Prime will suffice. No. Legatus would be far more fitting. Vitus Van Masala has such a wonderful ring to it. Yes. So close I can taste it. Your tale ends here. Fuck yeah. Radovan! Where the bloody hells have you been? Tracking the Alaude. That's how I knew they'd come after you, Vevern. Prisoner 1441, if I'm not mistaken. First you refused my kind offer, then you have the audacity to escape. And now this. Whatever am I to do with you? You're the only one. You're not the only one with a few tricks up his sleeve, Vitus. Oh, Radovan, that's fucked up, man. When we first encountered the Alaude, I noticed the collars they were wearing. I had one myself not so long ago. This must be a way of maintaining discipline. I took one of them to Mamula, who engineered a device similar to yours. How ironic that the very collars you are so fond of can be turned against you. Yeah, that is a really neat kind of thing where it demonstrates that, like, oh, you're like actively kind of inhibiting yourself by like inhibiting these people this way, but also kind of fucked up for Radovan to just use that so casually. But then again, his two only friends are about to be killed by Garleans. So like, okay. Gotta make sure you kick the dog to make sure they're the villain. Oh, fuck. Worthless fuck. Worthless dogs. Of course, I never needed the Alaude or those Magitech traps to slay the likes of you. But I prefer to leave nothing to chance. No matter. We will have to settle this the old-fashioned way. Speaking of which, where did you find those antiques? If you think you can compare to a Garlean gunblade, you are wrong. Very wrong. As much as I wish to fight him alone, there is more at stake here than my pride. We must rid the world of this beast once and for all. Vevon, Sophie, follow my lead. Ah yes, theme of defeating Garleans. Oh no, sorry. Theme of Garlean engineer. I only associate this track with Nero. I'm sure it's probably got other uses, but do hold still while I take your head and fashion yourself. As for your friends, I'm more than happy to hack them to pieces. I told you he rivals Gaius Van Baelsard, so yeah. Okay, cool. Ow. God, you two are taking your time. Jesus. What? Oh, okay. I've enjoyed our little game, but the time has come to end it. Okay. I'm still down. Oh. Thank you, Sophie. Guys should be good here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what the fuck now? Oh no, they're all pointing at me. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Why do you deny your true purpose? You only oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, what? To die by your blade? He's like, yes! Oh. Oh, wow, I didn't think you were actually gonna... okay. Alright. Order, and then we're gonna have multiple of them firing at me. Oh, that was actually really well timed on my part. Holy shit. Let's see if I can line this up well. Easy. You're gonna have to aim better than that, bud. Eat shit. I never thought I'd see the day that Vitus Homasala met his match. You are a better gunbreaker than I ever was. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for all the trouble I've put you both through. You're sorry? I should bloody well hope so too, you great oaf. What were you thinking, threatening Mamula like that? Not to mention leaving us to escort him to Ishgard. When Vevern found me and Mamula, I noticed the Alaude watching us from a nearby cliff top. Oh. Oh, you knew. I thought it was strange that they'd pass up the opportunity to attack us, so I made it appear as though I'd abandoned you and started following them in secret. I discovered that their primary target was now the Warrior of Light, not Kato Mamula. Their scouts saw you on the way to Camp Dragonhead and reported it to Vitus, who then called off the ambush to see for himself if the information was valid. Powerful as he was, he would never show his hand unless he was certain of victory, so he waited to make his move. One thing I did know for certain is that even if the three of us fought together, we wouldn't stand a chance against the full might of the Alaude. That was when I decided to consult our fugitive engineer. We talked into the early hours of the morning until we reached an understanding, and he agreed to construct the Magitech control device. In order for the plan to work, I would have to remain hidden until the very last moment, even from the two of you. But I thought you needed time alone to think about what you'd done. The remorse I felt for dishonoring myself was no act. When I realized Mamula's identity, I wanted to confront him about Bozia, but I needed to get him away from you and Reese. I never had any intention of killing him. All I wanted was for him to admit to his crimes. But it still gave me a sick sense of satisfaction to see him on his knees defeated. That is when I know I'd betrayed the ideals of the Gunbreaker, that I had abandoned my honor. I want to thank you for guiding me back to the true path. With Vitus gone, any remaining members of the Alaude are free of his control and are likely to be treated as fugitives running from the Empire. In any case, I think it is safe for Mamula to come out of hiding now. Yeah, the ones he didn't fucking kill in the middle of confronting us. God. Whoa. What? Oh, I'm hitting the strafe button. I've been really bad with my hand positioning tonight. That's so weird. Usually pretty on top of that. Sorry, I had to check up on something real quick. Probably, yeah, of course. Damn, that was almost a healthy 2 hours. For all his talk about honor, Radovan can be a right sneaky bastard when it suits him. I'll have to keep my eye on him. Though I may never forgive Mamula for what he has done, he strives to atone for his sins, as I do mine. It's not for me to judge him. Allow me to express my gratitude for vanquishing the Alaude, which I understand was due to no small part to Radovan's marvelous idea involving the Magitech collars. I'm glad to hear the device I cobbled together function as intended. Yes, we couldn't have done it without your help. That was also, I'm pretty sure, the same asset they used for the teleportation things in Endwalker, if I remember correctly. Vitus alone pushed the three of us to our limits. Had the Alaude joined the fight, things would have ended very differently. We owe you our lives. All things considered, it was the least I could do. A remarkably simple matter, in fact, compared to my next endeavor, the installation of Ishgard's cerulean heating system. While I may never be able to adequately repay the kindness I have been shown, I must begin somewhere. Until we meet again. I gotta admit, too, I do also like the kind of character... this probably plays into the reason I like the whole Garlean Defector and all of the shit that comes with it storylines. Because I really appreciate a character who's like, listen, I've done awful shit. I can't directly atone for that in kind, but I gotta do something. I don't know what that is, but I've got to start somewhere. Like, I actually really appreciate that kind of character, because, like, I do think a lot about... In stories, like, it feels like redemption often is done very... What's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's done very simply, and, like, you can see the kind of equal thing here and there. And, like, a lot of them don't try and do that, but I think they end up doing that a lot. Whereas, like, I feel like the kind of story where, like, yeah, there's this bad person who is, like, trying to make amends. They help us, but, like, everyone agrees that it's, like, I mean, no one's forgiving you, but, like, thanks. It's, like fucking Fordola, I mean, that's a little bit different, but, like, Fordola, Gaius, I mean, yeah, Cato to some degree, like, I really... Even if I maybe take issue with Gaius's particular story in this, I really do appreciate those kinds of characters, because they get into, like, a really messy part of, like, how redemption and things like that would actually work outside of fiction. And, like, sometimes realizing that, like, there is nothing that can be done is actually an answer, and even if it is an uncomfortable one for people involved, that's the reality. Just kind of facing that is hard enough, you know? Vivern, since I first met you, I knew you had the potential to become a gunbreaker. As the only one of my clan to escape the destruction of Bolzia's citadel, I thought the art of the gunblade would die with me. Now that I've passed on all I know to you, my successor, I feel that there is little for you to gain from taking on assignments with us. Yes, we can hardly expect the Warrior of Light to spend valuable time assisting us with our money-making schemes. Before we part ways, however, there is one last place I would like to visit with you. I hear that a great many adventurers who hope to make a name for themselves head to Revenant's Toll. I imagine there will be plenty to keep us busy. But more than anything, I'm hoping to find others to whom I can impart the teachings of my clan. Once people see you with your gunblade strapped to your back, I'm sure it'll pique their curiosity. So, will you come with us? Only if you give me a bigger fucking gunblade. I've been using this rinky-dink thing since the beginning of the quest line, damn it. Give me a better gunblade. I can just grind for one, I know, but, like... Oh yeah, show my appreciation. Show my appreciation and advertise your job. Cool. Give me a better fucking weapon. I think that's a fair trade-off. Seems like a funny location for a town, but it certainly is lively. I appreciate she just has a different outfit everywhere. It's so unnecessary, but, like, yeah, that's good. I must confess, we would have struggled to find the place without you. Yeah, who the fuck would build the city out here? Yes, when I first heard about a remote settlement populated almost entirely by adventurers and the like, I was expecting it to be a lot more lawless and chaotic. Knife fights over card games, that sort of thing. Oh, so Limsa. Gotcha. What a pleasant surprise it turned out to be. With a little luck, I'll find candidates to train as gunbreakers. Although it goes against the tradition of my clan to teach outsiders, meeting you has proved to me that we were being overly cautious. See, the gunblade is forged for one purpose, to protect. We feared that its techniques would fall into the wrong hands of those who seek to oppress and conquer, such as the Garleans and the Alligans before them. Centuries of being beset by enemies on all sides taught us to fear and mistrust those not of our clan. That is why we kept our art such a closely guarded secret. But when you came to our rescue that day, you acted without a thought for your own safety to aid those in need. This is the true essence of the Gunbreaker. You have your own ideals to protect, and your own promises to keep. Go forth, Vedern, and follow your path, wherever it may lead. Fuck yeah. You're not giving me any gear! Fuck! I'm dying here, man. You need to give me a better gunblade. I'm using a level 60. In order to undertake the next Gunbreaker quest, you must first meet the following requirements. Oh, yeah, this is the... Yeah, the level 80 shit. Which, obviously, I can't get to right now, because I'm level 70. It's good to see you, Vevon. How far are you late? Since arriving in Evidence Toll, I've been working as a bodyguard for hire while looking for people to train in the art of the Gunbreaker. Few have shown promise, but none of them can hold a candle to you. As for Sophie, she's been running around with other adventurers, looking for some sort of ancient artifacts called stone tomes, whatever they are. In any case, she's certainly settled in well here. To tell the truth, this is the first time since fleeing the Empire that we've found any semblance of peace. We both learned a lot from traveling around Eorzea. But this is the only place we've felt really at home. I already know what a Gunbreaker is, that's fine. I heard that stone tomes contain a wealth of ancient knowledge, which is what makes them so valuable. But how did they get the information into those tiny things? And how do we get it out again? I don't know, leave that to Rowena, honestly. I don't think we're gonna come up with an answer for that. That's a good shot. Cool. Wow, that was a really great questline. Like, it had some, like, broader world-building utility in terms of, like, just kind of revisiting the state of things in a Shadowbringers, setting, and, like, post-Stormblood stuff. Oh. Thank you, sir. I wonder if you could actually see... like, that I was standing in front of Sophie and Radovan. Anyway, yeah, like, there's a lot of interesting stuff it just kind of adds in there as, like, here's, like, a really specific vertical slice of, like, problems each place is facing. Anything to do with, like, dealing with the fucking Garleans in terms of not directly anyone in the Garlean Empire, but, like, defectors and citizens of oppressed peoples and stuff like that. I always find those stories, like, really compelling. Yeah, just really fucking good. God, like, a huge breath of fresh air compared to the fucking Paladin questline. Really seems like the, it really seems like the job quests that are, like, just one quest line. So, like, Reaper, Sage, and Gunbreaker are the ones I've done. I haven't done Dancer yet, and I know that's, in a similar spot to Gunbreaker in terms of, like, starting at 60, going to 70. But, like, yeah, the job quests that are, like, one single quest line, because of the way they do role quests later on, absolutely stellar every single time. I'd actually be really curious to go back and kind of compare it myself to, like, you know, when one was introduced in Stormblood, how was its questlines handled? Because, like, I imagine knowing that you only have to do one questline with a thing can allow you to kind of, like, bring in a lot of elements and, like, use those as needed. Whereas, like, and obviously it comes with, like, negatives where, like, you don't have as much time, really, to flesh things out. Whereas, like, if you had two like, expansions worth of job quest lines, like, you could do a little bit more. But, yeah, I'd be interested to see, because it feels like in the longer quest lines, it does sometimes stretch things a bit too thin. And it's probably related to, like, how much the job is actually interconnected with the politics of the world. Because Gunbreaker is, like, an insanely good fit to examine, you know, the effects of the Garlean Empire's rule. It has connections to Bosnia, which becomes important. It has connections to Garleans, obviously. It introduces a lot of scenarios in which you can deal with, like, Garlean defectors and have a lot of people who have, obviously, reservations with that, and, like, kind of grappling with all of it. Yeah, like, the Gunbreaker questline was definitely one of those ones that, could have been great, because it is obviously situated in a position it could be great, and it was done really fucking well. Like, yeah. Well, there is a certain character in the Gunbreaker job quest line that has a connection in Bosnia. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing, Zedan. Also, hi, welcome to the stream. That's kind of the thing, is like, well, like, Gunbreakers in general being so heavily tied into Bosnia, and the politics that exist between, the politics and things that have happened between Garlemald and Bosnia make it for a really interesting way of examining the situation there, because you do have a lot of people that are connected to Bosnia. You do have a lot of people that are connected to Garlemald. Garlemald, like, basically takes the tech and bastardizes it in a really bad way, which is a fucking hilarious detail in there. Yeah, there's, like, a lot you could potentially work with, and this just did it really damn well. Yeah, again, I can't remember whether I finished Sage or Paladin before this one, but holy shit, this is, like, so much better than, oh no, we're dropping frames again. Yay. This is so much better done than the fucking Paladin questline. Yeah. Well. So yeah. Gunbreaker. So there is obviously the follow-up quest to this in level 80. So there are two problems with doing that at the moment. First off, this character hasn't finished Shadowbringers. Second of all, I'd need to level this to 80, so it's probably not happening anytime soon. So I'm gonna revisit this at some point, and I might do, like, I might think a bit more just about this questline in general. Maybe I'll go over some of the questlines broadly as well, because now that I've seen the pattern of single 10-level questline length is fucking stellar every time, I'm really wondering whether, like, there's a pattern between those. But yeah, Paladin questline was kind of underwhelming. Yeah, I did not like it at all. Squandered potential at almost every turn, and it's far more fascinated by, like, the gladiator guild leader being infatuated by that one, like, self-insert character, you know? Like, I say he's a self-insert character because they just feel like it. It's embarrassing every time he's on screen and the guild leader is flustered. It's like, this is fulfilling someone and I don't know who it is. Oh! It's you. You're in my chat. Oh, you were the one. Yeah, you were the one who walked along before too. Hi, welcome. But yeah, unfortunately, I will have to leave you because I'm gonna be switching characters. Wait, no. Bye. Shit. Goodbye. There we go. I agree. Yeah, no, it's awful. And I think, like, yeah, like, it's such a weird contrast. Like, Reaper was phenomenal. Sage was really well done. Gunbreaker, really well done as well. And in amongst that, I did Paladin, and I'm just like, the Gladiator questline was fine. Nothing special, but I think it was neat. The second you get to Paladin, it's just a mess. I feel like I have enough to talk about that, that, like, I could go on about it for hours, but, like, oh man, yeah, there's just so much that happens in that's just an utter mess. Also, hi Rizaki, how's it going? Yeah. Okay, so, I should, talk about what we're doing next. So I'm gonna do the Akasadara, tribe quest.